Greetings and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Jane Jude. Well, two problems people in the Low Country talk a lot about are, one, the lack of green businesses, the need to revitalize our economy, and two, the challenges that students have with standardized testing and getting test scores up for our school district. Well, there's one solution that does a lot to solve both of those problems. Here to talk about e-text prep is Lynne Anderson. Thanks for joining us, Lynne.
Hi, Jane. Thanks for letting me come in.
What a great idea you had. How did e-text prep get started?
E-text prep came from experience. I have 4 children, 4 teens, and 2 of which have successfully navigated the college admissions process with SATs, ACTs, and APs, and I have 2 coming up the pike. And I saw a need to communicate with students on their terms to present them study material to succeed at these challenging tests.
Well, there's lots of information about these big old paperback books. Thunk, here it is, study for the ACT, have a nice day. But that's just trying that big immersion thing. It just doesn't really get to kids.
You know, kids right now are really, really busy, and they have schedules that include academics in school, both standard, homeschool, online school. They have sports, they have social, they have community service requirements. So today's teen is very, very busy. But the one thing that approximately 80 to 85% of teens have in common is that they have their cell phone with them.
I'm surprised the number's as low as 85.
Well,
I don't think I know a teen who doesn't have it glued to their hip.
Mobile penetration, and those are wide statistics. Mobile penetration continues to rise. But unbelievably, if your teen has his cell phone out, 88% of the time he spends on that phone is spent text messaging, not talking. So e-text prep took advantage of the obvious. We take study material, critical study material, and text it directly to the teen's cell phone. Important words and terms, vocabulary terms, parts of speech, and complete definitions. So no matter where they are or what they're doing, they open their phone, interact with that text, and boom, they've received critical study material that will help them later on.
In a little chunk. So rather than I'm going to sit down for an hour and study for this thing, which, A, you can't motivate them, and B, finding the hours challenging. They all have time to read one text and read a sentence. So how many do they get a day?
Exactly. It's exactly right. We take the message to them on their time, no matter where they are. E-text prep has several different learning programs available. We include the SAT, ACT vocab prep, and we have a middle school challenge, actually, which is a great program for students in grades 5 through 8, and frankly, about 11 or 12 is when the average child gets his first cell phone. And then we have a whole host of advanced placement courses. So the text messages come out in either 2 to 3 text messages per day, only Monday through Friday. We want to give them their weekends off. Yeah. And then they get actually 2 other benefits to the program. Each Friday during their subscription period, they receive a test tip. Our test tips are text message out to the student, complimentary. They've been designed by veteran SAT, ACT, AP tutors and table readers. And that includes messages and information that is designed specifically to improve their performance on test day. It might be something as specific as look for as and if, it signifies a narrative passage coming up, or it might be something like hydrate, it's been proven to improve focus and performance. And the third component of e-text prep, one that we think is a really great idea, you get your text message, the children look at it, they read, hopefully they're giving it some attention, they digest the material, but then at the end of every week, the kids receive a weekly word review via email. So we hit them on the text message, we give them a test tip, and then we send them a recap of the study material they've received during the week via email. And the great thing is that we can also send that email to parents as well, free of charge. So if they really would like to study along with their child, perhaps help, quiz, they get the material as well. And a good portion of the weekly word review, it also includes the word, the part of speech and the definition, but it also includes a more enhanced or more in-depth definition of the word or term, because SMS characters are limited to 160 characters on the cell phone. Or, for example, in the case of SAT vocab words, it will include that vocabulary word used correctly, contextually in a sentence, so it enhances their understanding.
Great, so they get more. So, and boy, it goes to the parents too. I didn't realize that. So if you're a parent and you want to help, but you don't really know how, it's been a long time since you were in high school, and you know this is a way to get it. You can be driving to soccer practice and say, "What was that this word? What was that word you did?" And then give the kid a way to respond.
Absolutely. And the great thing about it, particularly with some of the AP coursework, the advanced placement courses eText Prep offers are taught and texted out chronologically or sequentially, so they follow the course syllabi. For example, AP Bio on Hilton Head is the same as AP Bio in Atlanta. It's the same as AP Bio in Seattle. And the course is texted out sequentially so that the course builds on the previous terms, so that everybody ends up in May with their AP exams. And when they have their weekly word reviews and download it, it's designed to be downloaded and printed as an ongoing comprehensive study review.
Wow, so even if your teacher, maybe the child was sick one day and they just only got the review and maybe missed something in the classroom, or that teacher somehow glossed over that one point that might be on the AP test, this is a way to fill in those gaps.
Absolutely. It's a great, we call it another weapon in their arsenal of tools. eText Prep was not meant to replace reading. People, some critics might have said, oh, kids text too much, you know, or what about books? Well, unfortunately, like it or not, for us right now, reading the old-fashioned way in our students' lives has begun to decline, and we see that in the digital age. Text messaging capitalizes on the obvious. It's how they communicate. It's how they make up, break up, make plans, talk to their moms and dads. And now
K, I get K.
Yeah, K.
You couldn't even type O. You couldn't stick out your thumb and type OK, but there it is. You get K back.
It's K, and it's how they communicate, and it's their world. And what we did, I like to say this, we took the 500-pound gorilla in the room, text messaging, and turned it into an educational tool.
Well, and it's not just the medium they use, but it's the way their attention goes. You really can't, focusing even on a half-hour TV show is almost beyond, they just flit from one thing to another so quickly. So this is a way really to say, you think in little bursts, I'm going to give you information in little bursts. Right.
Think about this. Think about when USA Today came out. I can date myself and say that. When USA Today, the newspaper, came out, critics said, these are sound bites. These are little snippets of information, or factoids as they were called. Well, it turns out sometimes our brain can process those bits of information more quickly and easier than sitting down with a 10-page thesis. Not to say that those aren't important as well, but this is what appeals to the teen. This is the part of eText Prep that teens like. It doesn't take away the need to read Chapter 10, but what it does, it sends little reinforcements for them to digest. And the great thing about the cell phone is that it's interactive. So eText Prep's programming down the road is also including perhaps a question that gets texted out, and then they could text back an answer. So interactivity, again, is proven to increase learning.
So quickly, how do people sign up?
That's a great thing. It's very easy. They simply go to www.etextprep.com. It's an online sign-up process.
You don't have to call up anybody, wait in line, none of that on hold stuff.
No on hold, and actually no billing, no credit card. If you have any cell phone, and the great thing is you don't require a smartphone with eText Prep, it utilizes simple SMS technology. You go online, sign up with your name and cell phone number and your parents' email address as well if you'd like to include them, and submit. The system then sends you a welcome text message. You simply text back the word yes with the name of your program. The system sends you one more text message confirming your order. You text back yes, and boom, you're signed up for your program. The great thing is that there's no credit card transaction, no billing that goes through paperwork. It is all billed to your cell phone bill monthly. It's $7.90.
Any carrier that you have?
All major carriers are supported. There are some small regional carriers that are not supported, but all of the majors, we cover approximately 94% of the cell phone market in the United States with all of the major carriers. We're basically in business with AT&T and Verizon and Sprint, Virgin, Nextel, T-Mobile. They all support our program. It's been 1.5 years in the development. And again, at any time, $7.99 a month, billed to your cell phone bill, less than the cost of going out to a movie or having your child do a quick drive-through for a fast food lunch. and he gets all this study material. And at any time, if you're not satisfied, you simply text back stop and end your program. So we guarantee the success of our program.
Well, wonderful. So how long has it actually been going on?
You know, eText Prep was in development for almost a year and a half. We have copyrights, trademarks on all of the code. It's a proprietary software code that we've written. It took us a little bit longer, like lots of things do, to get through the approval process with the carriers. Because like I said, essentially we're in business with the carriers. They had to approve every one of our messages and how our business transacts. So we've been in development almost a year and a half, and we launched in November. A nice soft launch as we continue to push the program out. And we hope to hit it on a more national schedule in the next 6 weeks.
Super. Well, Lynne Anderson, thanks for telling us about eText Prep. You can go to etextprep.com and sign up for your own team. Stay with us for more conversations with Hilton Head Islanders.